Just the analytics of it, you know what I mean?
You want to get something funny? The money's not the exciting part of it. It's the adrenaline. There's nothing good than feeling psychic or feeling predictions.
Yeah, that's what I like.
Money's the next conversation.
It's also good for younger people. Say how Angel is interested into it.
He said it right.
Yeah,
good.
Because like future-wise, that's gonna help them so much. And at least our generation and the next generation, so they already know what a money market is.
Trevor, you know who I really want to learn this?
Ooh.
I want Chloe to learn it.
Yeah.
I need Noah to learn it. So I'm going to tell you why. Because look, they had the age, whatever I'm doing, they can learn it and expand on it. Because look, when you look at us, all of us as gamers, right? Mm-hmm. In our day, we were whooping ass. Mm-hmm. They got some of these little young kids out here who beat the shit out of us.
On the Fortnite, just kill you.
Noob.
You feel me? Like, come on,
building fortresses and all that stuff.
Dennis, you know what is going on? Dennis,
when it comes to that, the reason I'll say that was a bad example is because our fraction of time is different. Now we have time fractured as adults as opposed to us having time fractured as young adults. So they have more time to waste.
They do have more time to waste.
But if they pull up on something that I grew up with, absolutely not.
Think about it.
Dennis, you have a little young kid that know it and learn how to play Street Fighter in this generation.
Not necessarily, because all of the classic characters have the same moves.
Dennis, I'm telling you that, dog. Dennis, look at me. I tell you, you know I don't like using this time. I'm a triple OG when it comes to my fighting games. I'm telling you. Like, I watch some of these. I watch tournaments, Dennis, especially my Marvel vs. Capcom tournaments and the Street Fighter tournaments. Mm-hmm. Justin Wong is a mirror image of what he used to be. Mm-hmm. Goichi, who was the overlord from Japan and unified America when he came over here and destroyed, is not even a fraction of what he used to be. It's not even. Before, it was the guy who had the joy. What is that? The joy box called again?
Arcade stick.
The arcade box, right?
It's a joypad.
The joypad, right?
Yeah.
It's little kids, little. The guy who beat the guy who actually finished the Street Fighter tournament, a 15-year-old Filipino cat. 15-year-old Filipino. You use Berta. I think it was Berta. It's Berta dude who has a big mohawk, and decimated the tournament.
Well, it's not even really the fact that he got more time. It's really that they're improving upon what was already done.
What was done.
Because you think about it like in a track and field world. It's the same thing.
Yep.
Like Usain Bolt's destroying, you know what I'm saying? What's his name? Johnson?
Ben Johnson. 90s. Yes, that's true.
Michael Johnson look at him like, yo, this guy's
the number one
this is
arcade Street Fighter player in the entire world.
Yes.
Who's still undefeated. And he's been playing since the 80s with the quarter machines. And they still can't beat him. It's the same mechanics. All they do is make it slower, faster, add a couple moves.
And I agree with
you. To this day, the only person that ever beat me in Mortal Kombat 10 was you. And it's the same stuff. Same thing with Street Fighter.
Here's something I did learn, because I did like a presentation on it. And this thing where people that are really good in their field, there's like a trending line up, right? Mm-hmm. So you practice, you work hard, you got that passion for it, and you just excel. But if you stop putting in that time, that effort to practice, you might think, okay, they're gonna plateau. No, they actually drop. Mm-hmm. So that's what's happening with these people that are like, oh, they used to be great. They actually just probably stop.
Yeah, putting effort in. Same with athletes too.
Yeah, because at one point you plateau.
Dennis is right, because you can remember the buttons to do your moves, but you have to remember all that stuff takes timing and calculation. You can't just press the buttons for the Raging Demons and it comes out. You have to do the combo right. The same thing with Tekken. Tekken has balance combos to where you have to press the button or do the move at the exact moment that other move finishes. If you stop playing that for about a year and a half, you're going to forget that timing.
Well, I mean,
you'll probably remember the move.
Yeah, you know the combinations, but the timing of it's going to be off.
Exactly.
And Dennis is one factor we're all basically saying, it's the human body. Can it keep up? Like, say, the person who was talking about, his hands is human. So it's like, arthritis going to come.
Well, it's not even that. But Dennis had sense.
It's more muscle memory than anything.
But it's muscle memory, but your body keep up with that memory constantly, years and years and years.
You have people that never stop gaming.
Yeah, there's that. I understand that. from. Remember, gaming is only just a little bit before our generation, and then
give or take 20, 30 years.
Yeah, right. So we haven't seen them in 50 years doing gaming.
That's true.
So their body can we continue to play Mario Party when we hit 70?
No.
With our hands and our joints, can our bodies keep up with that?
It's funny that you say that because there's this lady that went viral. She's like 60 years old and she murks people in Call of Duty.
No, but I want to say
it's muscle memory. If you don't practice, you're gonna lose it.
Dennis is right. It is practice too. Yeah. I want to say this. One of the reasons why Justin Wong and a lot of those and Goichi them are losing now is because it's like it's the same thing with Usain Bolt. Why Usain Bolt lost in the end. When you get to the top and you sit there,
sitting at that top is the deadliest thing.
It's a lot of people become complacent because what you're doing to hone your craft, the hunger that it took to get there, a lot of people don't got it. And then a lot of people's looking at your, what you call it, like your older style and stuff like that. You feel what I'm saying? And they're going to look at it and try to go like this, boom. I want to emulate. I'm going to emulate it and enhance on it and try to make it better. You feel me?
Look at music. Look at, when Cole Kendrick was on the way up.
Yeah.
They were hungry. Very hungry. But I would kind of leave a disclaimer with them too, because when they're on the top, they're making sure they stay at that top.
Yeah.
But look at, I don't know, name an artist that was on a rise back in the day. Big Sean. When he got to it, then when he got to there, because he was top 4.
You could tell,
Yeah. Then
I mean, from Jamaica side, I can say Movado.
And Movado, when they got there, what happened? They sat on that throne. That throne's dangerous.
It is dangerous.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with 50, and when he came out with Get Rich or Die Trying, that's still his best album.
Yeah, he can't.
And then as it went on, everything dropped, and the quality of it dropped after every single one.
Yeah, I'm trying. Is this depressing? Now I'm trying to think of some good examples. Will Smith. I think he's a good example of somebody that came out, did like a crazy movie, and kept going.
Yeah,
he's different. He's different. He's different. The reason I'd say he's different is he has an expectation to keep. As far as his cinema and his TV stuff. He has drive within himself for himself, but for all of us, he has an expectation to keep. Like Gemini Man is coming out. Yeah, I'm expecting that movie to be good because of Will Smith and what he's given already.
Rise, you expect him to. You expect Movado to be good, but Movado was like, "Yo, I'm at the top.
Yeah, I'm good.
That not there.
So you're gonna drop off.
All right, look,
regardless of anyone else's expectations.
Like to be completely honest, like if you had another artist that came out and started doing the same stuff that Drake's doing now, they wouldn't make it. Like off rip, Drake is literally riding his popularity.
See, he's another one that I would say him, Cole, Kendrick. They got to their top, and they knowing to evolve, just like Will. They evolve the top.
You have to. You have to do that
instead of like just sit there. No, I'm gonna rebuild this building as I'm still here before I quit. Because they modeled Jay-Z. The Jay-Z got there and he changed the top.
I mean, like as far as a lot of that stuff, Cole, like he stretches out. Like his wordplay is still clever and stuff like that. It doesn't hit like it was before, but it's still clever. Kendrick, he's spotty now. Like as far, I don't know if he's releasing projects, but like every now and then I'll hear something from him. Gambino, I can't remember the last time I heard something from Gambino. But he had a kid.
Yeah,
I'm talking about music wise.
Yeah, but
I'm still waiting on season 3 of Atlanta. So I don't care about that movie. I want Atlanta.
That's like an hour. Not hour. That's what was like a good year of production.
That's why 6 months ago he did the song "Feels Like Summer." That was a jam, yo. You like that one?
I mean, like when his stuff comes out, I love it, but it's still spotty. Like what he was saying about when they're hungry. Yeah. When they're hungry, it's straight consistency.
But see, you're thinking just with music. I'm talking when evolving.
It's going beyond.
It's going. Let's go back to Drake. Drake opened up the training facilities for the Raptors in Toronto.
I knew that was.
He got his deal with Jordan. He got doing other little projects here and there and there. Same as
working with new artists.
Yeah, working new artists. Then
look at Popcorn.
Look at Cole. Cole really is going to be this is his year. Yeah. So from the Dreamville Festival. It's from the studio sessions. From just putting out Middle Child. So it's not just doing your own music or doing your own thing. It's also, hey, let me get into this category. Let me get into that category. Evolving where your throne is.
Yeah. And here's the thing with hip hop, it's weird because everybody wants you to be how you were on the last album, but better in that way. But it's like you have to evolve. So you can't expect, like a lot of people say, I want the old Kanye back, right? Mm-hmm. You can't get the old Kanye back because Kanye's evolving.
Yeah, and he went through different things around that time.
But the terminology with that is by like let's say I want the old Ye back. Yeah, it's that type of passion. You could feel the passion in the music. Like, granted, he has his creativity and stuff like that, and like he'll come up with different ways to display the music, which has worked. But the type of passion that he had behind, College Dropout, Late Registration, and Graduation, that was heat. Like, you can feel that.
Yeah, but it's like, no.
It's like, how do you recreate
No,
that,
you can't recreate it. Because, I mean, all right, for example.
You can. You just have to find a new passion.
All right, then, so I'm going to get a different angle. Lloyd Banks said it best. Lloyd Banks was like, when they did 50's Get Rich or Die Try album, right? Mm-hmm. When they worked on that, they were hungry. They were living in and out of hotel rooms. Mm-hmm. You feel what I'm saying? They were still in the hood getting shot at. You feel what I mean? They were beefing. When it was time for him to write his album, he was already on tour. So the same hunger that it took for 50's album, he really didn't have it. The only thing he knew...
Who, Lloyd Banks?
Yeah.
The best rapper in G Unit didn't have it.
No, I'm telling Dennis. I'm telling you, you can pull the interview up. You can YouTube it. No, you can. I'm gonna tell you this.
He said it himself.
And what he said is like, look, we're on tour. I'm no longer in the hood. I'm not driving around in a Honda. I'm flying around in G5 jets, flying around the world. So when it came time to write my album, all I really could picture was what I was doing at that moment. My hunger was not the same hood hunger. My hunger was more like, yo, I'm living a better lifestyle. You feel what I'm saying?
So he went from trying to make it to trying to keep it.
But you feel what I'm saying, Dennis?
And still made a boss album.
No, the album was fire. But he's saying, if for what he really thought he could have given, if he would have did his album the same time 50 did his album, he would have been, his music would have been way better. Yeah. But the album what he gave is because he's on planes flying around. When 50 had to do the Massacre album, creativity was out the door. They basically sat down and looked at Get Rich or Die Trying and tried to think how we could come close enough to replicate this thing.
Yeah, you gotta remember, 50 Cent was literally, he got shot up. Yeah, right before he was doing his album. Kanye was in an accident. While he was, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't recreate that.
Yeah,
stuff.
You know what I mean. And then it's you're a millionaire.
You hit rock bottom, and it's like you gotta. There's nowhere else to go but up at that point.
So why do you think a lot of big artists is hooked on drugs? Because sometimes when them that serious drug for him, it puts them to a place where they feel like, I'm alone. I'm nowhere. Like, I need this. You feel me? Sometimes artists need that creativity. Right. I'm gonna be Dennis. Dennis, as an artist who draws, that's different because your creativity is in your hand. You get inspiration just by looking. But for some people who creativity comes from sound, you have to dig deep with that. There's a new series.
It's no different than what I have to do because a lot of this, I don't look at something and replicate it. I make stuff on the fly.
You see?
You feel me? Like, that takes creativity itself. That's memory. Like, I could look at that tree, sit in a room, and draw a completely different tree based off of what that tree looks like. Like that,
and that's right. And then this, you call it freehand drawing, right? I mean, I don't know the creativity. I mean, I don't know. I don't know the difference of it. Yeah, it's freehand. I know there's freehand and like abstract and stuff like that. Abstract, So I mean, I'm not really into that space.
It can be done because you have Good Kid, Mad City, and you have To Pimp a Butterfly. Like, it can be done. Levels. Like, it's levels. It's two different types of albums that were both heat. So it's not stuck on the first album thing. It's like every album that Kendrick came out with, he changed it, but he still pushed it forward.
Yeah, but Kendrick has good competition.
About the message that you want to push. What happened?
Kendrick has good competition. All right, Kendrick came out in a nice age when he's had Drake is still popular and Cole is still out there.
See, but the thing is, he's not worried about his
competition.
It's
not about worried about.
He's worried about the quality of his music.
Well, here's my question: when these rappers are improving and evolving,
yeah,
are they improving upon things they think they're already good at, or are they just looking for new things? I think those are two different things.
That's a very good question.
I think what really makes someone like an expert or perfect is that you're improving on things you don't even need to improve on. Like, you're making those micro changes. It's not necessarily that you're trying to find the new lanes, because that.
So you said Jay-Z would be a good example then.
Jay-Z is a perfect example.
Yeah, well, this is then the next question. What do you say during Jay-Z's time? Jay-Z was top 5?
During his time, yes.
No.
But here's my question though: do you think Jay-Z perfected his craft, or do you think that he just diversified his craft?
He diversified it.
Is that real? That doesn't really make you a better rapper.
Because then it's we're
looking at it as, take it down as one skill at a time. Okay, so if you're trying to be a better rapper, you should really focus on rap.
Yeah.
Business can't make you a better rapper. It might make you a better person.
It might lessen your music.
Yeah.
If you focus on that.
Yeah, that's true.
That's a side hustle though.
So that's what I'm thinking.
Well, actually, it's his main hustle now. But like the thing is like he had think about the Carters when the Carters came out. What was the last time that Jay-Z worked on any music before that?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And then on top of that, the album was fire. It was good. The quality of his rap didn't change. He rapped about what he was about, all that type of stuff. He gave us the same Jay-Z.
Yes.
He gave us flavor. What I was like referring to is like the cats that you got that are like Migos. I'm just waiting for Migos to run out of beats. I'll give them like I rode that hype train. I rode that hype train for a minute. Now
they fading.
I'm just waiting for them to run out of beats, because now the only thing that catches me is the beats and the way Takeoff raps. Other than that, like they bore me.
It's the productions that we're all now falling in love with.
Yeah, like it's leading away from like the core of the music itself, because a lot of these artists, if you took the beat away from them and you just had them go a cappella, there's nobody surviving in that room, dog. There's nobody surviving in that room. So like I don't know, like, and then you got like these other kids that are coming out like Gunner and NBA Youngboy and all of this, which they're kind of in that same outlet, but what they're throwing out there is a little bit different. So it sounds new. It's not new, but it's just the stuff that we've been listening to for the past 5-6 years has been the same. So when they come in with the recycled stuff that we're pretty much was before that, it's like, okay, this sounds different. Yeah. It's not. They're still not really saying anything. It just sounds different from what we're used to now.
Okay, here's my question, because I'm thinking about it in the rap field. I'm kind of getting lost here. Tell me a rapper that came out with the first album and their second album was better.
And their second album was better?
Yeah.
Logic.
Damn, we listen to Logic.
DMX.
I can relate to that one.
DMX's first album was good. But when his second album came out, he was on fire. Like, his first album was like, he had the 1 and 2 hits that were already catchers. But the album that came after that had like 4 or 5, 6. Like,
and I gotta be honest, I think those are the real champs right there.
Yeah.
The person that could come out with the first album and follow it up with something better. Like, we all look at Reasonable Doubt, like, that's an amazing album.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But do you know what album that was made after that?
Yeah, the Black Album.
No.
Which one?
It was nobody really knows because it sucked. Honestly,
are you talking about
Reasonable Doubt status?
No, it was Reasonable Doubt.
Was it Kingdom?
No, it was Hard Knocks Life. It was the Hard Knocks Life album.
No,
that came
before that he did other albums. It was
was
it Can Not the Hustle? Nah.
Yeah,
look it up.
It was a series. Yeah, the point is that Jay-Z had
Kingdom Come was trash though. I'll say that right now.
Album if my memory.
No. You're going way. I'm talking about Reasonable Doubt was like early 90s.
No, I know. It was. Yeah, you're right. It was early 90s.
And then he had a couple albums. It was like a series. It was like 1, 2, 3, whatever.
What, the Blueprint?
It was the first
before the Blueprint.
I think it was the first Blueprint.
I'm gonna look it up right now.
You're right.
The first Blueprint was amazing.
Before the Blueprint, man. I'm gonna give you the order. Cause Jay-Z, remember he had the joint with Maya.
There's a lot of albums.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna try looking at Black Gangster.
I don't know that one.
That's 1999.
Oh.
There's looking at.
Oh, In My Lifetime. Wasn't that it? Yeah. In My Lifetime was the next one. Yeah. Like, that wasn't really a great album. It was alright.
On that one.
Yeah, that's a very good point. Because because Jay-Z kind of went at Nas with that same conversation when he started his beef.
Yeah, Jay-Z's albums they're good, but it wasn't.
No, when he was talking about,
it wasn't better than the album he had before. That's the thing.
Correct.
It's like, I don't know.
Well, I don't think he's ever had anything better than Reasonable Doubt though. Like
better?
Yeah.
Blueprint definitely.
No, I wouldn't say that. Blueprint had good tracks. Reasonable Doubt was classic.
It really is classic, man. Jay-Z was dropping so many gems in Reasonable Doubt. I still go back and listen to like, yo, wow.
Yeah, and I mean, don't get me wrong. I did like the Blueprint because that's the Renegade is on the Blueprint. You feel me? But to me personally, the Reasonable Doubt was probably his best work.
Okay, so it went from In My Life, Volume 1, then went to Volume 2, Hard Knock Life, and then The Life and Times of Sean Carter, and Dynasty Rockefeller Familia.
I remember that one.
Then went to Blueprint, then went to Blueprint 2. Didn't a lot of people not like Blueprint 2?
No.
Yeah, a lot of people didn't like it. Yeah. Blueprint was too many.
Blueprint 1 was the best out of all three of them.
Yeah.
And that goes back to that hunger thing. You're starting something new, and you start off with the first one.
Yeah, because
the first one's heat.
Yeah, but who was the
producers
on that? That was Kanye and
what was that? Early Kanye?
Yeah, that was early Kanye.
Early Kanye.
Swiss, then
Just and Clue.
What's Just Blaze?
Just Blaze, yeah. It was everybody was hungry that now.
Look at that. Like you got the first one where you come with the passion and the ideas.
Yes.
The second one where you have to maintain that expectation from the first and also improve upon it. And then if you come out with another one, you're going to have to improve upon the improvement while maintaining the same consistency as the first one.
Yeah.
Like so far, like all out of all like three of those, like the one person I could say that really did that was Kanye with those three. Like for those three, like that right there for me was his pinnacle to me. Like granted, he came out with the other projects that he had and stuff like that were also good, but that triple set right there was perfect unity. I can't call one of them bad or say one of them was slacking. Because they all had a different message.
Now some people do say like, oh, they don't like late registration, but I think the album was fire.
It was.
Yeah, Kanye as I'm gonna tell you something. It's just like I always thought that good, Jamaican DJs, the guy who disc jockey behind the mic.
Yeah.
I always thought they'd be good musicians because you have to be able to work two sides of the spectrums. You see, Kanye started as a producer. It gives you that ear for music. You feel what I'm saying? So when you're working with an artist and you hear them sound slack or whatnot, you're like, yo, dog, like I could have done that a little bit better.
Yeah.
You feel me? And I remember when because I think Jay-Z wasn't even gonna have Kanye really do nothing, and Dame was like, yo, you know what? We're gonna keep Kanye because Kanye is giving us good producing work.
Yeah.
You feel me? Just off the beats alone. And he gave him a shot. Then Kanye got into the accident.
Yeah.
You feel me? And then that's when he did this album right after. And he was like, yo, the only reason why they gave him the opportunity to drop the album is because he was fresh off the accident. He was like, yo, you know what? Yeah, the man is coming back. Like, we just got it. You know what I mean? Give him a shot.
He was persistent too, because like if you listen to Last Call where he was telling the story and everything like that, like he was telling you like he was on their asses day in and day out, and they're like yeah, stuff like that. And then what he ended up doing is he just dropped his music And then they're all listening to it, and they're like, "Yo, who is this?"
Yeah.
And he's like, "Yo, that's Ye." They're like, "What?" Yeah. Like that. That's how he had to get them to pay attention to him. He played it for them without them even knowing who it was, because they weren't taking him seriously. Like, granted, they needed him for the beats and stuff like that, but then he's sitting there trying to rap, and then they're not really trying to hear it because they're working with their people. So like
he blackballed himself in the earlier part too, because there's a thing about his story when he talked about when he went and saw L.A. Reid, and he was looking at L.A. Reid like, "Yo, I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna make way more money than even Jermaine Dupri." And he didn't even know that L.A. Reid and Jermaine Dupri related. And he was like, "Yo, that's my nephew." I think it was his nephew or godson or something like that. Mm-hmm. And he was like, "For real?" And then Kanye like never got a phone call back. Dang. And that's when Rockefeller was like, "You kind of stuck with us, dog." Like, you know.
Yeah.
Like,
now, whose mistake was that though?
No, it was a loss.
That's the thing. No, that's an L, because like you have somebody that literally gave you their motivation, and you felt threatened, so you didn't respond to it. So in regards to that, you made one of the biggest mistakes you ever made right there. And like look at what happened with Queen. Mm-hmm. And the original producer that they had, because I watched that movie like a couple months ago. That movie was dope. Like, it was dope. Like the original dude that they had like producing their music, he was like nah, I don't want you to release Bohemian Rhapsody, because I think it was Bohemian Rhapsody. He's like, I don't want you to do that. No, it was I think it was Bohemian Rhapsody, but they were like, "Yo, like we literally spent all this time working on this song. Mm-hmm. It is the greatest song we've ever made. It's going to be the greatest song ever made, period." Mm-hmm. And the dude was like, "Nah." He's like, "I want y'all to release this song. This song is the type of stuff that you guys been releasing. It matches. We could play it on the radio. You're trying to get me to co-sign to putting a 7-minute song on a radio. Back then, that was unheard of.
Yeah. It's still unheard of right now.
Oh yeah,
because they got somebody got to pay for that, which was Buddy's like thing. He's like, "Yo, somebody's got to pay for that. So I don't know what you want me to do. It's gonna come out of my pocket if everybody doesn't like it." And plus, he thought the song was weird to begin with, but that was like their hunger and their passion. So they straight up told him, they're like, "Yo, if you won't do it, we're gonna find somebody else that will."
Yeah.
So then he was like, "Nah, I want this song." And then what Freddie Mercury told him, he's like, "You're gonna forever be known as the person who lost Queen."
Yeah.
And what was he known for? The person that will forever be known as the person that lost Queen, because they went to somebody else that literally pumped that out, and it became the greatest song of their generation. Like that.
I mean, and it goes a strong way. First and foremost, so we make sure we give everybody an introduction to One Pot Podcast. Episode 44.
Oh, this is like 27 minutes in. So,
yeah, it's fine.
You might as well skip that, dog.
That's fine. Yes, your boy CN.
Trev.
Dennis.
It's Donville, episode 44.
Yeah, guys, just so we're there, we love starting like this sometimes. We're there holding a meditation.
That's Trevor, just talking.
Yeah, Trevor, we just chop it up and, we have that feel to it. And Dennis is saying some powerful things in that sense. Something you have to believe in. People have to get believing into. And I think within the last year, it's something that it's come strong. It's come strong into my mind. Dennis touched on a very important topic. It brought me back. He's talking about Queen, because Bohemian Rhapsody is a song with "Mamma Mia, Mamma Mia." That was it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's one of my. That's that joint.
Yeah, the pace of that song switched up like what 5 or 6 times.
Yeah, you feel me?
Very interesting song.
That the song is powerful, because even when you're sitting and you listen to it, it gives you that feel. And if we show you that sometimes you can't give up on people just because you don't have an idea what their worth is. If you have to give everybody the opportunity to show you what they can do. Because I can use another one as example. We all know Madonna, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
When Russell Simmons first heard Madonna, he told Madonna she can't sing to get out of his office.
I see him saying that.
You get what I'm saying? And we're gonna look at Madonna right now, then and say, like, Russell,
damn,
you lost that one.
Hey.
He
lost that one.
He lost that one. And guys, I'm gonna keep it real. Watch Endgame
Classic.
This week. And
amazing.
No, amazing is an understatement. I want to start off by saying this.
That's I'm still debating on whether or not that's the best movie I've ever seen.
So before we get into this spoiler
debate,
we gave y'all 20
like,
some minutes.
Yeah, we gave you 20 minutes.
Good conversation.
Yeah, for real.
We about to drop some spoilers.
Yo, for real, we didn't even start off with that. So y'all at least got that grace. Yeah. Y'all about to get hit right now. So if you ain't watch it, I don't know why. But it's been like what? Yeah. This is day 3. Yes. Day 3 of release. It's safe. It's not like we talking about it the same night. Plus, y'all not going to listen to this till Monday anyway.
Yo, for real. I'm let you guys know. I watched it twice on opening day.
Yeah, the same day.
The same day. Twice. Less than 24 hours.
I still need to go back for my second fit. So.
I'm watching next week.
We're going to work our way from the beginning all the way to the end right now.
I'm going to start from first.
Wait, hold on. Let's start from Infinity Wars. Let's get into Endgame.
Well, I want to start with movie timing. Donville, that's a very good way to start. But I want to hit this part first, and I want to say it like this. As a movie watcher, I'm become a very strong advocate that to deliver a full quality movie,
you need to make it a long movie.
You need to make it a long movie. It needs to be more than 2 hours and 45 minutes. The extra 15 minutes makes a very strong purpose of it.
It was an extra 15. Yeah. We got an extra 45 minutes, dog. Like
I would even challenge you to say, I think
length is quality.
Longer.
Yes, it should have been longer.
We didn't see certain parts where he's jump back and forth.
Yes.
If they added that in, we would have been like a 6-hour movie easily.
Yeah, and I would have watched it. I would have been.
If that movie was 6 hours long, bro. I already told my boss I was leaving. I'm like, I'm letting you know right now. I'm out at 7:00.
Yeah.
On Thursday. He's like, for what? I'm like, I'm going to watch Avengers. I already put it in shop communicated. He was like, oh. Alright.
Let me know how it goes.
Yeah. Yo, for real, because like that right there, like granted, we probably had the longest movie previews ever before that movie, or they just felt that way. Like honestly, no, they did feel that way because I sat there and I'm like, yo, we've been watching like 30 minutes of previews, and then I looked at my watch and it's only been 10 minutes. Oh, like I forgot I had did that.
So ready for it.
Yeah, first of all, them Star Wars trailers. I know y'all want people to know that it's Star Wars, but they've been obscenely loud for the past like 5-6 years. Turn it down a notch, please. Like. I know y'all can do it because it's just sitting there. I'm like, damn, bro. It's like they're sitting in the middle of the whole band with stereo headphones on and like 8 mics surrounding all of you, and you're getting pumped with all the sound at the same time.
Yeah.
Like,
you're watching IMAX?
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, that's why.
Yeah. Oh, dog.
Sound is key for IMAX.
Dog, that hurt. I'm telling you, that hurt. I'm happy I did watch in the IMAX too, because when Thanos started talking. Yo, my dog, Thug Thanos. That's Thug Thanos right
I'm gonna
there.
tell you. I'm gonna say
this other one. Kill everybody.
I'm gonna tell you.
For real, dog.
Future Thanos is soft compared to old school Thanos.
See, but look at why he was soft though. The only reason, and I swear to you, they got spared in the first one, dog.
Yeah.
The only reason he got soft is because he killed Gamora. That's it. After he killed Gamora, he no longer had anything to live for. The only thing that he wanted was that snap. Like Gamora was his pride and joy. So after he lost that, and then he didn't really care much for Nebula anyway. Like that was it. He came in and he's like, "Oh, it's like y'all are about to understand true pain and stuff like that." Because he lost his half already. So then, snap. But Thug Thanos, that chick said, "Yo, so what are you gonna do till you get the stones?" I'm gonna wait.
Yeah.
I was like, dog,
you're gonna
dog.
I'm
like, that's big worm right there,
but there's so many gems because one of the things that hit me is when you guys remember when Captain America back in the day kept on saying, for some reason he had a feeling that Bucky was alive.
Yeah.
Y'all remember that?
Mm-hmm.
They basically explained a lot of the different hidden gems for Tinkers for what would have happened.
There was a bunch of those parts in the movie too.
A lot. You feel me? Because I remember it you can start with Tony Stark's dad. Yep. You feel me?
That was really good.
You can see which one was again?
Howard.
Yeah.
Howard. What was it? Howard basically told Tony that he knew he was gonna grow up to be great.
Yeah.
So somewhere along the line, Howard figured out that was his jit. I don't know how, but somewhere along the line,
he felt it, and he kind of talked about gave Tony a better perspective on his daughter, which I'm happy that Tony kind of got that. Talk about having a son different from a daughter.
Yeah, because look at it. Tony started growing up, and Tony ended up looking like the guy that he met. So he probably figured it out past then.
Oh yeah,
or whatever. And then you had what was another part? There was a couple of them. Dog.
Yeah, no. Even when they lost the cell, the Ant-Man cells, when he talked about
the pink particles,
they were talking. The guy talked about for some reason when back in the day it went missing. A whole bunch of it.
Yeah, and he said that Stark did it.
Yeah.
Oh,
he knows that Stark did it.
Wow.
Yeah, because they took him. He was supposed to put them on for Expo that day. Yeah. And they were gone.
So if these timelines are all one, what's going on with Loki? Because remember, Loki got the Tesseract
and bounced.
See, this is why.
See, but here's the thing though. They fixed that timeline because what they did is after he took it, they went back farther, and then they got that one.
So it's like that never happened.
Yes, that's a whole turn told the Ancient One, because the Ancient One was like, if you don't make sure everything falls back in place, this timeline that you're trying to fix and make sure it gets right, it's gonna create a lot of bullshit.
She was the one that caught me too. My bad, Trev. Go.
No, I was gonna say, so with what one review I was watching earlier, it kind of gave an idea of what they were doing with the time travel.
Yeah,
is you remember Dragon Ball Z when Future Trunks came back to regular time, fought Cell, and then went back, and nothing changed.
Yeah,
he just had to go kill the androids himself again.
Yeah,
that's the same way they did the time travel in Endgame.
Yeah.
It's you do whatever in the past, but yet it's not changing your timeline.
Yeah,
in the future you still gotta do what you gotta do.
Because the future didn't really change. That's why brought everybody back.
That's why when they did the snap to bring everybody back, they brought everybody back to their time instead of just reversing everything that was done.
Yeah.
So like them dragging Thanos warping into their world or anything didn't fix anything. It didn't make anything worse. Because technically he went to the future and it fragmented that timeline. Yeah. So like it was.
Yeah, he just made sure he died in every dimension possible. That's all he basically.
Dog, and then they showed you how he knew Tony's name.
Yes.
Like that was crazy because remember, like Tony never told him his name.
Yep.
But then he's the first one who said Avengers. Like he knew.
Yes,
because he said Avengers. He knew him.
He knew there were troublesome on Earth. He don't know.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. No, well, he knew about Stark because he felt the same thing when he stabbed. Because he called his name, and then they both kind of had that look at each other.
No, that could stem back to the first Avengers movie too, because all those Chichiri work for him.
Yeah.
True. It was Tony that flew through the portal and sent that missile.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like, I watched that. Like,
yeah, that boy right here.
That was cute.
He's like, I'ma see you.
Yeah,
I'ma see you.
Okay, here's my a little bit dislike about the movie. Captain Marvel.
She should have did more.
Dog.
Should have did more.
I was waiting for
Captain Marvel. No, she got hyped. Like when I tell you she got hyped, she got hyped. She didn't get overhyped, but she got hyped because we were all walking in there because she had that whole bravado talking about, oh yeah, I'm gonna beat Thanos' ass and all that type of stuff. Who did she really fight that would display that? Everybody was going off a comic book Captain Marvel. Mm-hmm. If it was the comic book one versus the MCU Thanos, she would have rocked his entire life, dog.
She had a little bit of edge on the fight.
No, she was winning the fight.
Was getting that glove too.
Yeah. Well, she got downplayed off of that.
No, she was beating Thanos. She beat Thanos because
I saw something when Thanos was charging at everybody, right?
Yeah.
He was coming full force.
Yeah, he was beat.
T'Challa. He was coming full force. Spider-Man. When Captain Marvel was coming at him,
she beat his.
You watch it. He backed up. Like when she came to meet him, he like slowed his like hit the brakes on his feet. It was like, oh, hold up.
She caught him off guard.
Yes, she was the only person that did that to him.
No, but I want to say
and
this.
like, yo, she caught him with them combos, though, dog. Like,
yo, she caught him. What Thanos did when Thanos actually hurt her, he hurt her twice, and the first time he hurt her was basically a common fighting technique that we know and use. You take somebody's momentum and use it against him because what she did, she punched right, and he grabbed her wrist like him dodged the punch and throw her because she has so much momentum. She moved.
She hurt herself.
The only time he hurt her, and it did something, is when he was getting beat down when she was taking that glove off him, and she gave him that look like, dog, you ain't getting domed, like I'm getting up. Yeah. You feel what I'm saying? And he was like, and he took the power. What was the Power Stone?
He popped another one.
That was the only one he did that for too, dog. Like, he beat everybody else barehanded, but he had to take that stone out to clock her, dog. Like,
you gotta give it to Thanos because he's a very skilled fighter.
Yes, dog.
Like without the stones, he was whooping everybody.
This goes back to the first movie too. For all y'all was saying, I don't know how he managed to beat down the Hulk and stuff like that. The Hulk caught 2.
That's the thing.
So
Hulk is very. They both have the same amount of power. I would say that. Yeah. Hulk and Thanos both. I mean, head to head, they got the same power.
Actually, no, the Hulk still only caught one.
Thanos has the technicality to understand different fighting moves and how to really get at you. That's what makes him dangerous.
So, dog, I want to say this. The people who gave Thanos his beat down was women. I just want to keep it real with you.
Well, you know that's part of.
No, I'm gonna keep it real with you. Yo, look.
That's part of Me Too movement.
I'm just keeping it real.
They were the most flashy.
No, it's 2 women.
But they didn't give him his beat down though.
Dennis, 2 women. You know who gave him his first official beat down?
You're talking about Scarlet Witch.
Yo, when Scarlet Witch went upon him, Dennis, and she lifted him in the air.
She said you took everything away from me.
Yo, she put him in the air. I was like. I felt his pain. I was like, Thanos, no.
You know what? I'll give you that because right there, he was gonna die, dog.
He was like,
say, but you people, I don't care.
He was throwing mountains at him like, it was crazy.
So that was my next part. So that was his first beat right there was from Scarlet Witch. Yeah. The next time he got beat, that was when he got emotionally beat down. When he was firing out like cannon, doom, doom, doom. Captain Marvel showed up and destroyed his ship. He looked up like this, like
I guess I'm gone.
He was like, I see what kind of party this is now. I see what kind of party this is.
She went straight through that shit like a
dog.
That was crazy.
Yeah, that's when he started fighting for the glow so hard because he was like,
I need to get my stuff back. Like there was no getting out of that one.
I would say throughout that whole thing, the craziest part had me like up in my seat was Captain America getting the hammer.
That boy,
how?
That boy took it. Like, see,
my man, calling lightning out. Like, how?
You've been rocking with Thor for a minute now.
Well, they tease that. And when Captain
Age of Ultron,
when they first met, he tried to pull it up, and Thor was looking at him like, "Yo, he moved it," and he was like, "Oh," because when he realized at that moment, Captain America was not worthy. And that's just to show you how space power works. That was a lot to understand because that was what we call Asgardian magic, right, Dennis? Mm-hmm. You feel me? Yeah. And to show that how it really worked is that, if you are worthy, it doesn't really care what planet you're from. Mm-hmm. If you can prove within yourself that you can wield power, you can attain it. That was very powerful.
The thing is, in that moment, I honestly think if Tony were to try and pick it up too, he would have been able to pick it up. Because in that moment, they were willing to give up everything to save everybody. And that's where Cap was. Cap still had his, his mindset where, he felt like he had to protect the people. Yeah. And like he was a protector. He felt he had to protect the people. He lost his best friend. He lost the love of his life, stuff like that. But he had a duty. He always looked at it as a duty. At that moment in time, he was willing to give his life.
Yeah.
So that's why the hammer made him worthy pretty much. If Tony would have picked that up, it would have gave it to him. Because Tony went through sacrifice. He lost a kid. He felt guilt. He lost people in Iron Man 3. Mm-hmm. He learned responsibility and Spider-Man. The first Spider-Man movie, you knew he learned from everything that happens. He's like, these are like the repercussions of things. Like, you have to pay attention to all this stuff. You can't just go around doing whatever you want and think that there's not consequences. Like, he grew as a person from his first movie all the way down to that, to that. So I think if he were to try to pick it up, it would have actually let him.
It was hurtful to watch Tony die, dog. Biggest spoiler.
Yeah, I think they should have did more of a transition, because it's like, all right, he died. It was like, come on, man, Tony Stark. I think it should have been a little more memorable in the whole Marvel universe.
Yeah, but it's a big thing, though. I want to say this. Oh, wait, give me a second, Dennis. You see, I have this saying that I said to my wife all the time: for somebody to be happy, somebody got to be sad. In life, everything takes great sacrifice. Yeah. We talk about we want to attain all of our goals and dreams. You feel what I'm saying? And what are you willing to sacrifice to get that? That was powerful right there. Because for Tony, he was willing to sacrifice himself for the world. Yeah. You feel what I'm saying? And that is very symbolic in what is going on in this generation for what we all to do. Because, for example, Trevor, you say you want to spend time with Tati all day, for example, right? Mm-hmm. You can't spend time with Tati all day. You got to go to work. Mm-hmm. You got to get sleep. You got to get rest. You feel what I'm saying? Dennis, you have your thing. I got my thing down. You got your thing. You feel what I'm saying? But it takes something. But what are we all willing to sacrifice? That was powerful right there. So we lost Iron Man, and it hurt me. But I was like, dog, it's like at what cost? Because look at it. He was the only person there that really didn't have to be there.
Oh.
Tony. He didn't. Because, remember, Tony, granted he lost Spider-Man, right? Mm-hmm. But when he came back home, there was only one thing he was looking forward to coming back to.
His family.
I think it's not even his family. His wife. His girl was Pepper. His wife to be. You feel what I'm saying?
And then he had a kid.
And then he had a kid. So he had nothing. Yeah. He didn't need to do any of that. So I understand why Scarlett Johansson died, right? Or Black Widow died. Because at that point, she really there was nothing left for her to do. You feel me? Like, she's living everybody's happiness.
And Hawkeye still has his own family to raise up.
Yeah.
So that scene right there, I'm not gonna lie, everybody was talking about that they cried during the movie. That scene almost made me cry, bro. They were literally beating the dog out of each other to sacrifice themselves for the other person. Yeah. Like, that right there is and
that's one thing that I don't get, because, well, I guess I do.
They're best friends.
No, I'm talking about the whole Soul Stone thing.
I'm gonna keep it real, dog.
But Gamora, they got her before.
They got her past one.
Yeah, they
got past her.
Remember, it's still there.
Like they have. Yeah.
Here's why I'm upset. They didn't show everything, because when they return the Soul Stone, I want to know what happens.
Yes.
If you return the Soul Stone.
No, the Soul Stone works differently.
No, the sacrifice is paid.
The debt is paid. So basically, somebody else, if they want to use that stone, they have to make another set. Yeah, exactly, because you got to give it back to the Red Skull Spectre, whatever his name is. Like,
somebody needs to give the disclaimer, dog, about the Soul Stone. I'm gonna keep it real. If I was gonna go get the Soul Stone, I'm gonna grab a goat. You know what I'm saying?
It's not like that. It's not like that. You gotta see. This all comes back to what Doctor Strange was saying. He was saying, like, out of all the realities that he's seen, there's only one where it worked out. Yeah. Now take a look at how all the teams were split up. Mm-hmm. Natasha and Clint went together. They're best friends. If Natasha were to go with Banner, that might work. That might work
because it's love
if
there.
Banner sacrificed himself for Natasha. But then, who would they have to mess around with the machine and put the gauntlet on? Yeah. Exactly. Now let's say Clint went with Tony, and Natasha went with Cap, or something like that. They're friends, but they're not that close. So you feel me? If Ant-Man went there with anybody, there's nothing there. Exactly. Like there's nothing there. But it requires something to be given. Like, if you're sitting there and it says a life for a life, and it's not technically a life for a life. It's a life of somebody that you love, something that you are not willing to go without in order for you to gain that power.
Dennis, I don't know, dog. I would have waited a whole year, and I got me a little goat kid, dog. I would have nurtured it. Love it, dog. I love this goat, dog.
So much.
But Jerry,
I don't want to let you go, dog.
That's different. You're nurturing it with a purpose. And in that example, we can use Nebula. Nebula was nurtured with a purpose.
Yes, she was.
Gamora was nurtured with love.
Yeah.
And a purpose. Like, that was his kid. Like, you feel me? Granted, he had Nebula. He had, use for Nebula, but he loved Gamora. He was tough on her, but he loved her.
So let me ask you, Dennis. You remember Kingsman, right? When you had a chance to kill your dog?
Yeah.
What would you have done?
In that moment for the Kingsman?
Yeah. You see it? That's the same moment right there. Because they gave you the dog.
Yeah,
they made you grow to love it.
They made you grow to love it, but you're talking about raising a goat to sacrifice it for a purpose. That's like if Thanos would have went there with
sacrifice that dog and the goat.
If Thanos would have went there with Nebula and Red Skull would have told him like you have to give up something that you're willing not to go without, and he threw Nebula over there,
it wouldn't have worked.
It wouldn't have worked because he really didn't give a about it.
I'm gonna let you know what we're talking about here is very biblical. What we're talking here is biblical because this same analogy that we're talking about goes back to Adam and Eve. The more Dennis talks, Adam and Eve from
you talking about Cain and Abel.
So the more Dennis talks about it, and the more I think about it, is the concept is actually
is it Abraham and Isaac?
Yeah. Abraham and Isaac is one, but we're talking about the two different sacrifices.
Which offering was better?
Yes.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah. So I want you to see. So Dennis was right. Something is done with different purpose, and I like Dennis actually elaborate enough for my mind to drift to where it made some sense to me.
Old Gamora is now in the future, right? Mm. But in the movie, it's like she's missing. So
she left.
Did she get dusted or did
she left?
Leave?
She left. Because think about it, she helped them. She helped them stop Thanos, but she's not on their squad. Because you got to remember how she joined their squad in the first place. They broke out of prison together, and then they were stuck together because they were going to go look for the stone. Yeah. So now for the third movie that they're gonna do,
they're searching for her.
Yeah, they're gonna go find her.
And now you have Thor.
Exactly.
That's going to be an entertaining movie because Thor's on that squad.
Yeah, and Gamora's
lose some weight. Yo, his
mom was so flawed, dog.
Like you gotta eat a salad, dog.
But yeah, like going back to what Doctor Strange was saying, like again, he said there was only one way that stuff would have worked out.
Yeah.
Now, keep in mind, the only person off of it wasn't Pym. It was what's his name? Damn, what's his name? Ant-Man.
Oh, Scott?
Yeah, Scott. Scott Lang. The only person on his whole squad that would run up and speak to the Avengers is him. Now keep in mind, if any of the if he would have got snapped out of existence, none of them would have went to Tony and them for help.
Right.
Because Pym hates them for the simple fact that those Pym particles went missing.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
And his daughter feels the same way because his dream got snatched by them. So they would have never went over there, and that time travel stuff would have never happened.
Well,
I'm
gonna say that.
Repeat that because I got confused there. Sorry, what?
Basically, like, you know how, like, when the snap happened, he was the only one out of that whole Ant-Man squad that was there.
Got you.
If Lang would have disappeared, neither of them would have gone to the Avengers Mansion.
Yeah,
because they hate Stark. Like, hate him. Yeah. Absolutely. And his daughter feels the same way because that's her dad's dream that got taken by Tony.
Yeah.
You feel me? Well, technically, it didn't get taken by Tony. It got taken by Scott, which goes back to Ant-Man movies. Scott basically messes up again.
He got taken by Captain America. That's who took it because he's the one that went to
took it. Yeah, so like that goes back to that. Now we go back again. If they the one thing that they left in there is that what's his name? Is it Boromir?
Said something very important a little while ago.
I think
because they didn't fix that in history.
Fix what?
They fixed to show you how it did play some effect. They fixed bringing the Tesseract back, right? But they didn't fix giving homie back his molecule.
No, they left it gone.
They left it gone.
Yeah.
So that still played an effect in it.
Steve Rogers stayed back at that time. Like as his original self was still an iceberg at that time.
Yeah.
And now he went to go live with Carter.
Yeah.
Right. Here's one thing: we never saw who, and when she died in Civil War, I think.
Yeah.
When she died in Civil War and had the pictures right next to the bedside, we never saw who the father of those kids were. All you saw was those kids. So was it Steve Rogers this whole time?
No, because the timeline got altered.
So who was the father?
It was some other random NPC.
NPC.
Yeah, like some other random dude, because that's how it worked out, and that's why he had so much regret, because that should have been him. So he literally, it's now him. Now we have to find out if he has a child, because remember beforehand the blonde chick that showed up in Winter Soldier was her niece.
So what is it if it's his daughter now?
We need a Captain America TV show.
No, that's what.
All this is
like that in his entire life, basically.
That's what this
is. That's the perfect setup. Is that what happened during that entire timeline?
Because he is not going to do it, because I think he's done with his character.
Dang.
No, their contract ran out.
Yeah,
his contract, him and Tony contract ran out. So that's
I don't care if they put somebody else in there for a TV. That's not a TV show.
We see the TV show they're doing now is Bucky and Falcon,
and Hawkeye's getting his own too.
Oh yeah,
the way he ran up on that, give that man his show, dog.
And Loki,
give that man his show.
Was the Loki show that's coming is the one that took that test back?
Yeah, they said that. They said
that time.
According to what I came to heard, and don't quote me on this for anybody who.
Dang! You know what?
Yeah.
So you're right. He probably is gone.
Yeah.
With the Tesseract, because they had to go back farther to use it, but they put it back.
Yeah.
Yo. So that means when Loki took it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Because they weren't the ones that took it. It was Loki. So they took it from the point in time that they took it from.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So Loki still had it.
Dang, dog.
This is gonna be crazy.
So do y'all rather Falcon to take the shield than Bucky?
No, I want Bucky.
I mean, it was only gonna go one or two ways, because
there's comics, both of them had it.
Yeah.
So, but we know
there's
latest
multiple shields, so they can both.
They both had that shield.
Oh, that one.
No, there's one. There's I
like the idea of a black Captain America.
Yeah, because in the latest comics now, it's a black character. Yeah. It's Hawkeye. I mean Hawkeye. It's
Falcon. Wrong bird.
I get confused with them too.
Yeah.
Was it Clarence?
Clarence. It's Clarence.
All right. So going back to what Doctor Strange was saying, remember there was only one lane all of this could have gone. So all of them were planning on doing the whole time travel thing. They were going to figure it out on their own, jump back and do it regardless. Right? Grab all the stones and come back. Yeah. They didn't have enough bodies to do it. So they would have probably had enough bodies to get it, but they would have still needed a glove, right? Who would have had a glove? The Tyrion.
Yeah.
The giant dwarf dude.
Yeah.
He had the mold for the glove. They could have probably got him to make another one. You feel me? Thor knows where he is, which means that they would have had that glove. So you go down to, the final fight again, which, Tony would have probably showed up for, because the whole planet's getting blown to hell. And that last scene with them and him, Thanos about to snap, he would have got that snap. Because the glove's not made out of nanites. That's that scene right there, because of all the stuff that was happening on the screen, made you completely forget that entire glove was made out of Tony's nanites. That is why Doctor Strange said that literally there is only one outcome, and it had to play out that exact way for him to make that glove. Because if he would not have made that glove, Thanos would have won. The only reason they won.
Wait, break it, because there was so much going on at that moment.
Oh, I got you, dog.
The glove and everything. How was it that the glove that Thanos picked up didn't have the stones in
it. No, it had the stones in it.
So how did that? So wait.
So what Tony did?
So like, remember when Tony came up with the nanite technology the first time when he popped up in the first Infinity War?
Yep.
The suit covers him. It responds to his mental thought. That glove was made by him.
So it was all up in him anyway.
Exactly. So like,
when he touched it, he just transferred the stone from one place to another.
Wow.
He doesn't replicate it.
Now look at the glove itself. Yeah. The only person it expanded for was for Banner.
Yeah.
Banner is the one that constantly helps him with his technology. Yeah. So his technology responds to Banner. Yeah. That's why Banner can use the Hulkbuster. Gotcha. So when he sat there and he said it has to be him, he went to go put on the glove. It worked for him. Everybody else, Tony would physically have to make it work for them. Yeah. Which is why when, my dog's Chala started off the best flag football game ever. Like, give it to me. like the glove didn't change size. It stayed the same size. It didn't respond to anybody else. You feel me? So, like, basically the way that Tony's nanites work is they're still his. So when he goes, and if he would have literally... all he had to do was come in contact with the glove itself.
Fit him.
Exactly. So what happened was when he touched it, he just basically told the nanites to shift the stones over. They're a foreign antibody to the glove. So they just pushed it onto his. Or push it onto his suit. That's why you see him, like, they started climbing up like that.
Yeah. Oh, see, I missed that part. I saw when he had them all in, but I didn't see him climb.
Yeah, dog. Like, that was the illest scene right there, because you just seen that look on his face. He was like...
And I was just watching Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange's like, snap your fingers.
Dog. Well,
I'm gonna say this.
I'm gonna tell you what to do. What you need to do right now.
When he put the one finger in the air, because he knew. Like, he's like, yo, like,
I'm waiting for it. Tony, he knew Tony was gonna die, and Tony knew he was gonna die. Because when Tony looked at him, and Tony realized that the only way I'm gonna have to get this glove, I'm going to have to go over there and transfer it and do it myself. Because Tony knew he could do it. Remember, one of the reasons why he didn't do it himself, because he knew the gamma radiation would have destroyed his body. Yep. That's the whole purpose of the Hulk doing it in the first time. Yeah, and he didn't want to go that route. But at that point, that's when he looked at Doctor Strange, and Doctor Strange was like, dog, this is it. You have to be the sacrifice. And
exactly, because remember what he told him. He told him, he was like, oh, you only seen one way, then how do we win? He's like, if I tell you, you'll never do it. Yeah, the reason he never do it is because he already had a family.
Yeah.
And he said himself, the only way that he would go along with their plan is if him, his wife, and his daughter all made it out of it.
Yeah.
So if you would have sat there and told him, oh yeah, you end up getting a family and you're gonna die, Tony would have been like, hell nah. Like, because that's just the way that he is. He's like, I'm not gonna do that. Like, it wouldn't make any sense. He'd try to find a way around it, which would pretty much alter everything. Exactly. You feel me? Like, it was a lot of like hidden points, and
it was a good end to the MCU.
Yes,
because I don't think there's an MCU after this.
No, they're going into phase 4.
But yeah, it's never going to be the same. It's going to be something new.
It's going to be, like, I think the
Russo brothers.
Kevin Feige was saying, what's the next? Far From Home. Mm-hmm. It's just a little bit still ending of phase. What's it? Phase 3? Mm-hmm. Phase 4.
It's the ending of phase 3.
So it's not technically the next phase yet. We don't know what's coming next. One thing I'm going to say, I hope the next Black Panther movie. I saw him there. I was more centered towards what's her name?
Siri?
No. Oh, Shuri. Yeah,
she did not say one word.
She just came through blasting.
Yeah,
she was like a gunshot.
I'm just happy they didn't punk her this time, because every time she shows up and tries to fight, she gets knocked out. Yeah.
So my girl was blasting him.
She said, "No, I'm here to fight." But anyway, the Black Panther, please give him a better suit. Get him a new suit, because I think they're leading towards him versus Namor. Because the big earthquake under the ocean.
Yeah, they mentioned that.
Yeah, that's Namor.
Oh yeah.
So they're leading towards that, which is great. But
didn't that happen because of the mines in Wakanda?
It could be, earthquake, and they piss off Atlantis.
Yeah. So then he comes up, and at the same time, that whole commotion with Thanos and everything, Thanos was lighting everything up. So Namor being an underwater person. He's just gonna come up and be like, "Yo, what y'all doing up here, dog?" Like,
ever trouble y'all.
Yo, for real,
you mess up.
Yo, for real, y'all knocked over my fine china. Like, but like it, like that could stem into that too. And I'm happy they actually didn't, because one of the biggest complaints is that they played him for a sucker in the first, like Infinity War. Yeah. They played him for a sucker because he sat there and tried to fight Thanos.
He didn't get like beat up or not, and then he got
hit. He held it.
Yeah,
yo, that dude was setting off that suit diffusion like every 2 minutes. Yeah. Like,
because he was getting hit. Taking all this. All right, release.
Yo, greatest flag football game ever, dog. And then Spider-Man being classic Spider-Man.
Kill mode.
Yo, kill mode is official.
Yeah, that was official right there.
This Spider-Man just keep on stabbing people.
Yeah. It's like, oh, wow. Okay.
Here's the thing. I gotta transition because we've seen an insane battle.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
But this Sunday we about to see what is quote unquote
the best
battle. Like, how y'all feel about this? We saw. It's crazy how this lines up because we saw Infinity Wars. And I gotta say that is the battle.
And I'm gonna give you a heads up on this. Let me give you a heads up. I had a dream last night about like me and my future brother-in-law was in Winterfell.
What? And this year, I'm guessing they didn't. I'm guessing they didn't talk to you either. Huh?
The North never forgets. The North look at you. We don't know no nag.
Go back to assholes here.
No. So we in the dream where this is right before everyone's starting to get attacked. People are changing and all this. Even in my dreams, I don't see this working. We're moving, and everybody died.
We're gonna die.
I don't see how anyone in Winterfell is going to survive this.
Well,
see, here's the thing.
I'm sorry.
The only way they're gonna survive it is if my boy Doctor Strange pulls up like Jesus again.
Yeah, let me
just add that part before we go back to Game of Thrones. That was the illest intro scene I've ever seen, and the only thing that was like on par with that was Cap getting that hammer. Yes. But when Doctor Strange came in with the light behind him and everything, and then all the portals started opening up, and he was like, oh, and then the portals open and then I didn't know where Bioshock. Oh,
the whole tribe.
Yo, for real, dog.
I don't know.
But
I don't know how they're gonna survive this.
Remember how I told you, like I was talking to you about it before, how I don't think the Night King is gonna be there.
He's not gonna be there.
He's not gonna be there.
I agree.
He is not gonna be there.
I think he's gonna be in Winterfell. I mean, no, in King's Landing.
He's going to King's Landing. Literally, there was no spoilers when it came to it. They literally said that he's not there.
Yeah.
They said he's not there. They're like as far as like the writers and stuff, like every now and then they'll pop out and they'll say certain things. They're like, no, he's not there.
Oh, dang.
Like, he's not there. Like that, because think about it. You got 2 dragons and an entire army.
Man, all I know is that it don't take 2 hours to get killed by some White Walkers. So something else got to be happening other than everybody dying.
Bro, like this.
We have be done in like a half an hour.
The greatest cinematic superhero movie ever, like movie fight ever made, and the greatest regular MFers fight ever made.
What do you guys know about the Red Army?
The Red Army?
No, not the Golden Compass.
I don't know anything about the Red Army.
All right, doggy. So do you know what the witches?
Oh, the Red Lady.
The Red Witches.
Lord of Light
Ladies.
We have no idea where she's at right
No,
now.
they're coming.
You mean Melisandre?
Melisandre squad. They're coming.
I think she's already there.
Wait, hold on. I want you guys to know that there was a clip from last year.
Morton? Lyanna Mormont?
No. Remember Davos was talking to some little girl. Yeah. And she was like, "Oh, my brother's blah 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 blah." I think that's Melisandre.
She was saying
because it was too long of a scene for them to be sitting there.
It was just
she reminds him of
the girl because she had the scars on her face.
I know, but I think it's more than that.
But you got to remember, Melisandre wasn't a shapeshifter.
Yeah.
She was a witch, but she wasn't a shapeshifter.
But I'm gonna say this.
Yeah, she did shapeshifter because she remember when she took her.
There's two things.
She made herself younger. but she never changed.
Yeah, go see.
So what happened in the first episode is that homegirl from the Iron Islands, she said some important things. She said the fact that if they lose, Daenerys needs somewhere to go.
Yes.
So right now they have a safe haven. They're gonna lose.
Retreat to the.
They're gonna retreat to the Iron Islands. This is my prediction.
And then go back down.
Because I got you. Remember, Theon is there. Hopefully, and whatever.
Theon's dying.
Theon may die.
I'll say
that boy's dying for Sansa.
Well, he's dying for Sansa. But the fact that the only thing that makes me think Theon may not die this episode is the fact that Theon is what is supposed to be where Bran is. So we would need a White Walker to be inside where the werewood tree is for Theon to die.
I think they are, because there's a scene. There's one in the trailer, like Jon Snow is in front of a werewood tree.
Yeah.
When they brightened it up.
Yes.
He's in front of a tree, so something's going on in the werewoods.
Something is going on in the werewoods. So that's one thing. So I think what I think is going to happen. I think yes, they're going to lose King's Landing. I don't see them really holding King's Landing. Both of them. They're going to lose. I believe they're going to lose both. They're going to lose both. I feel like the Night King is going to lose a lot of his White Walkers, not the zombies. His White Walkers at that fight at Winterfell, right? Which he's going to have to regroup. He's going to have a lot of dead bodies from King's Landing, and I do feel like the next less of the army that's going to come to help Daenerys and Jon finish that war, and it's not going to be a big battle. It's going to be like, yo, we're going to run in there. Yeah, we're just going to run up there and cut up. We're just going to have basically another Avengers type thing. It won't be as big, if you know what I'm saying, but it's going to be, I'll come and run through and they're going to take it, because they previewed one part when Daenerys is like white as snow, and she's like touching the Iron Throne. And that would signify that, to me, Daenerys probably is going to die. I mean, and I'm looking at her dying in the sense that she didn't look like she could come to terms with Jon Snow being king, right? And Jon Snow gave her the look like, my dog, I'm going to keep it real, I really don't care. But even though he don't care, even if the people is trying to make him king, well, go on.
I think there's going to be a defining moment in the battle. Maybe not even in the battle, but in the series. Because they keep mentioning the Golden Company, right?
Yeah.
And how the Golden Company never breaks a contract. I feel that there's some kind of contract before Cersei and Euron and all of them.
They don't break the contract as long as they're getting paid.
I think they start, but they have like something where their allegiances to the Targaryens. Like I think that there's an original contract that they might have had with Aegon Targaryen, Jon Snow, and then once they see it's him, they're like, oh snap, well. We got to ride with him. I feel like that's going to happen, and it's going to force Jon Snow to be like, "Yo, I got to be the king."
What if old boy Pops had a trust fund set up for him?
Yeah, kind of like that.
It's like, oh, you're Rhaegar's
you automatically
you got like $2 billion left. What you want to do with it?
Yo,
let me buy all this.
Yo, right now, the Golden Company don't got no dragon glass. And they don't. I didn't hear anybody say anything about them having no Valyrian steel out there.
No, they got at the same time. Golden Company.
The Golden Company. They have one Valyrian steel sword in their possession. I think the captain has it.
Yo, put him in the front.
2, whatever that horn does.
You're talking about the one that Theon's cousin has.
Yo, wait, what Valyrian steel does the Golden Company have? That's a very good one.
Like he said, the captain has it. Like the dude that was the head of the ship, he was the one that had it.
He had one Valyrian steel. I'm trying to remember the name of it because I had a very,
because they don't have any dragon glass. Cersei wasn't there for that conversation.
I think you're right.
She bounced.
So. Now another thing some people were saying is that the Night King went to go destroy the libraries.
Yeah, the Citadel.
Because they were saying
that is
Bear
true.
was saying how he wanted to basically wipe out
memory
history. Yeah, and that's where all their history is stored. So that's a possibility too.
Actually, you know what? I'm gonna keep it real. That's the most logical pace for him to really show up based on Bran's predictions.
See, but here's the thing though: Winterfell is a magical place.
Winterfell is magical, but
King's Landing is a magical place. Magical. And then you have like a couple of other places that are like that as well.
The Citadel is gonna be. I think the Citadel is where he's at. So, I really. Thank you guys. That is the final piece I was missing. What? He is going to be at the Citadel. It's most logical.
Blackfire is the Valyrian sword that the Golden Company has.
The Valyrian steel? Okay.
Yeah. And that's the Targaryen sword.
It's a Targaryen?
Yeah.
So is he a Targaryen? That is
he worked with them.
He worked with them.
Yeah.
He probably got given it. because he didn't look. I mean, he didn't have that platinum blonde, dog.
That's it. He's gonna definitely pull up a King's Landing, but I think for sure he's stopping at that Citadel first. It just makes more sense because with the dragon fire there, if the dragon start burning that with all them books, it's just gonna light. It's just a common sense retrospect of it.
Yeah.
If old boy has a sworn allegiance to the Targaryens, if Dany and Jon are over there or whatever, and everybody's eventually gonna find out Jon's a Targaryen anyway. That's law. Like that's law. Like law is law. If Jon doesn't say something, Sam's gonna say it out of pettiness. I promise you, and that's gonna happen. But like, if they have a sworn allegiance to the Targaryens like that, they ain't gonna let Cersei harm them. They'll break their contract right there. Like that.
I don't think it's really the Targaryens. I think it's specifically Aegon Targaryen and Jon Snow. I think it's specifically him.
Well, he didn't have time to set it up though.
Yeah, nobody knows he's a Targaryen.
His father could have set it up.
No, his father didn't get time to set it up. I want you to understand when he snuck Lyanna away. Yeah. When they were at the Tower of Joy, just smashing. That he basically took her and hid her away when everybody thought they took her and raped her, and then he had to get a maester to get his marriage
married and all that. Yeah,
and so he can do his thing. Not saying he didn't have anything in place. He probably did, but I feel like if the Golden Compass would have known that, they would have been more involved with what Ned was doing at King's Landing, not at Winterfell. I felt like the only person who probably did, who would have made that hidden payment would have probably been Ned Stark. But in that moment when he showed,
what's that one dude, the bald head dude?
There's one person missing. No, there's one person. No, there's one major person missing from Game of Thrones right now. Ooh. And he's probably going to be old, right? I can't remember his name, but he was with Ned at the Tower of Joy when Ned got Jon Snow. He's the only person that's missing. We haven't seen him basically the whole season of it, but he was there. His name has been talked about. I just can't remember him right now. And I feel like he has something to do with the Golden Compass. He's the only person that was.
Sure, Ned. I thought Ned's brother was there.
No, it was Ned and two other people. Ned, his brother, and was it Sir Umbro?
But then they didn't die, did they?
No, he's the only.
Remember that fight right now.
So out of all the people who was at the Tower of Joy, he's the only person that should still be alive at this moment.
Because remember, like his uncle.
Okay, so hold up.
His uncle was not gonna let him die, bro.
I got this. Ned accompanied 6 men to the Tower of Joy in order to retrieve his sister. Howland Reed, William Dustin, Ethan Glover, well, also Brandon Stark.
Yeah.
Mertlin Cassell. Not sure who that is. Theo Wool of Clan Wool and Sir Mark Ricewell.
I think it's Howland Reed. Which one? Yeah, I think it's Howland Reed.
Might be Howland Reed.
His name sounds familiar.
You remember the guy that?
Yeah, it's Howland Reed.
He's still alive, right?
I don't know.
But remember the guy that went met up with Bran and led him towards north of the wall, right?
Yeah.
What was his name? What's his father's name? Because wasn't his father close with Ned?
The one that led them to the wall?
Yeah.
I thought that was their uncle.
Uncle Benji.
No, not north of the wall. Like when they were on the way and him and his sister met up with Bran. I forgot their names.
Oh, the ones that died.
Yeah.
He was a Reed. He's a Reed.
Isn't he's a Reed?
He's a Reed.
And wasn't he close with Ned?
That's Jojen Reed.
Yeah. So it has to be Reed.
It is a Reed.
So that family Reed knows about Snow.
Yes.
Interesting. We're still all theories. By the time this
but you got your kids wandering around in the middle of nowhere like that. What happened to the parents? They're probably dead.
I'm telling you, out of that Tower of Joy.
That is his their fathers.
Yeah.
See the two Reeds? That's their father.
And he's still alive.
I don't know if he's still alive. They don't say. It's possible.
Listen, we're talking about stuff that's already took place by the time this episode's out.
That's true.
Yeah.
So I already know I'm going to be exhausted because I wish they just moved this to like 7 p.m. tomorrow.
Yeah, it's going to be late. I should have took off work.
My God.
My gosh.
I'm going to be exhausted. This is an exhausting week because that 3-hour adventure movie.
Yo, I felt that. I felt
that hurt.
Yo, the last hour and 30 minutes. When I tell you I was not getting up, bro, I had to piss like no other, bro. Like, I was like, nah, it's popping off right now. And I'm sitting here and it hit me as soon as Thanos was like, yeah, I'm gonna wait. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna wait too, dog. Cause
me too.
Like, yo, oh man, Thug Thanos, bro.
Yeah, we gotta wrap up this episode. Yeah, we got stuff to do.
Yes, yep. We're gonna celebrate Trevor, your engagement thing to the mighties.
Yeah, engagement party.
Yeah.
This is just past tense. I'm pretty sure we had a blast.
Yes, dog. We're gonna be lit. Yeah, I'm gonna let y'all know I got drinks that I'm making specially. I gotta probably go get right now. Yeah. I'm getting a drink called the Tati. Yeah. I'm gonna have a drink called the Trevor, and I'm having a drink called the Engagement.
Nice.
Yeah. I'm gonna be mixing it myself.
Okay.
It sounds like people are gonna get messed up.
I mean, I'll try to be very, very.
Forewarning.
Yeah. Trying to keep it PG 21. Is it me? Parental guidance involved. I'm just saying though. We're gonna need some.
That's the match you thought it was right there. I'm gonna keep it PG 21. You know.
Keep it PG 21. Yo, guys. I can say this. I think overall. It's been a very exciting month.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when the month is finished next week. And I think I feel like every new month comes with new perspective. And I'm based on everything that's been happening now. I want to do a positive thought, you know, for everyone out here this week. I want to make sure that, you know, no matter what, take value in what you have, because everything has a purpose. And if you don't know what the purpose of what you got is, take the time to figure it out. You'll be surprised what you come up with. For real. One Pop Podcast. All right. Well, please guys, wash your butt when you take a shower. We out.
Blessings.
Still smelling.